in January of 2012. I woke up and everything seemed so dim. And I kept saying to my daughter, can you turn on the light? Can you open the blinds? And she's like, they are open. But to me, everything was still dim.
I cut my own hair.
So I called my doctor because I was like kind of freaking out. It's been 2 years later and I'm lost sight in one of my eyes completely. The left eye, I have myopic vision, and you have to be about this length for me to be able to describe you. Anything past that, I can see colors, but I wouldn't be able to describe you, say, in a crowd or in a classroom. And so the diabetic retinopathy, it just means that I have little pinholes in my eye and I can't see everything clearly.
Demeris started off having diabetes, which in the last 2 years progressed into her eyes.
By far the more common type of patient is a patient with diabetes or a diagnosis of diabetes that has absolutely no symptoms but might have some signs.
And because her high blood pressure didn't affect her vision at first, her disease went undetected.
People only go to the eye doctor if something is wrong with their vision. Often, at that point, certain things have already gone bad beyond recovery.
With eye diseases like these, scar tissue forms inside of the eye without as much as a warning.
The retina itself does not have any pain fibers. For example, if somebody has a tumor in the eye, they can have no idea that it's there until it's too late.
For example, glaucoma, macular degeneration, diabetic retinopathy. Those are 3 major diseases which can actually cause blindness if detected too late or not treated early enough. Many people do not necessarily pay too much attention to their eyes, yet vision is the primary sense for all of us.
And Demeris believes her daughter, along with this generation, isn't taking the necessary precautions.
My daughter, I was diligent. Like when she was a kid, her shots, like I literally was on top of that stuff. And now she's 18 and she's taking it for granted. And that's when things go awry.
To minimize the hassle, Dr. Fink has developed affordable retinal exams that can be accessed online and even on your phone.
We set out to develop miniaturized versions of existing ophthalmic examination devices so that we can test them and apply them in the field. We basically would place this device on the person and would then focus and then take an image. So here we would have the image, for example, of the back of the eye. As a next step, and that's where the intelligent part comes in, we would be able to send this image off to an expert system, and then a few seconds later, we'll send back the processed results like this. So in this case, it would have processed all the veins and arteries of this fundus, which is the background of the eye. A mobile device is both inexpensive and mobile, so you can actually have many, many more of them in the hands of people who are trained to use them. Industrialized countries for checkups and bedside checking for patients in hospitals, all the way to third world countries or disaster-stricken areas. And so you can bring quality healthcare to people who cannot afford it or where, because of physical location, you cannot easily get to. We will predominantly be focusing on the back of the eye to detect early on whether a patient is a candidate for developing glaucoma or how far along they are. And we will also be able to detect the early onset of macular degeneration and, for example, diabetic retinopathy.
Dr. Fink's app, expected to be released sometime in 2016, will prevent diseases like Demeris's from ever happening.
I'm feeling a lot better than what I did, say, 6 years ago, but I'm still on top of it. Like, oh, let's call a doctor. Is it time for me to come in and see you? Well, let's make that appointment. And I get my planner and I write it in. I've been through hell and back, but I'm making it. So